Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that's not just intriguing but also super relevant in today's world. The challenges of telecommunications in the Asia-Pacific region, particularly in those hard-to-reach remote areas. You might think, oh, we have smartphones and Wi-Fi's everywhere. But actually, millions are still cut off. So, what do we do? Well, I'll tell you, low Earth orbit, or LEO satellites. Think of them as the superheroes of satellite connectivity, zooming above us to rescue those underserved places.
Wow, hold on. So these satellites are flying really low, huh? How do they even help people get better internet? I'm imagining, like a bunch of tiny satellites having a race around the Earth or something. Laughs.
Haha, yeah, kind of. LEO satellites are indeed closer to Earth than their geostationary friends, which means they can provide faster speeds and lower latency. So picture it this way. Imagine you're at a crowded concert and your friend is 100 feet away trying to send you a text. The closer they are, the quicker you'll get that message, right? That's exactly how LEO satellites work. They're zipping around, able to connect to areas that traditional services have a hard time reaching.
That's so cool. But what about those places that are super mountainous or on tiny islands? It seems like a lot of obstacles, right?
Exactly. Geographic diversity is a major challenge. You can't just throw a satellite into orbit and expect success everywhere. It's like trying to signal your friend at that concert from behind a giant speaker. Totally blocked! LEO satellites, however, can minimize those obstacles because they're constantly moving and swooping in to deliver connectivity.
Oh, right. So how many of these satellites are even up there? Are we talking a few or like a whole fleet? Laughs.
Well, as of July 2024, there are around 8,768 active satellites orbiting our planet. A staggering 93.82% of those are LEO satellites. Can you imagine the view from that many eyes in space? And funny enough, SpaceX alone controls over 62% of them. They're like the dominant player in this game.
SpaceX just seems to be everywhere. Are there any cool examples of how these LEO satellites are actually working in the Asia-Pacific region? Laughs.
Absolutely. Take Starlink, for instance. Their deployment in certain remote regions shows that it's not just theory, it's practical too. People in those isolated areas are experiencing high-speed internet for the first time. It's like finally being invited to that exclusive party you've heard about, and you wouldn't believe how life-changing that access can be.
Whoa, that sounds amazing. But, if these satellites are doing all this, are there any, legal issues with them? I mean, I can imagine countries might not want just anyone zooming around their skies.
Exactly. Each country has its unique regulations around satellite communications. It can be quite complicated. It's like trying to throw a dinner party when everyone has different rules for what can be on the table. There needs to be coordination and new regulations to manage the growing demand for these services.
That makes sense. But what about the actual licenses and, the technical bits of it? Surely that sounds a bit of a paper chase, right? Laughs.
Oh, definitely. Licensing and spectrum allocation for LEOs are huge challenges. Countries want to innovate, but they also need to protect existing services. Think of it as balancing an entire orchestra. If one instrument is out of tune, the whole symphony sounds off. Regulatory harmonization is essential for these global satellite networks to function properly.
Yes, an orchestra. I love that analogy. But, does this create any security risks or something? I mean, unauthorized operations sound scary.
Great point. The International Telecommunication Union, or ITU, has guidelines to tackle unauthorized operations. They require national authorization and accountability from satellite countries. So it's like having a security system at that exclusive party. You need to know who's in, and everyone must comply with the rules.
Got it. And is there any, social impact to all of this? Like, will people's lives actually change?
Oh, definitely. Enhanced connectivity can bring enormous economic benefits, better access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities in remote areas. It's like turning on the lights in a room that's been in darkness for years. When underserved communities have reliable internet, it fosters digital transformation and inclusion, which is incredibly empowering.
Wow, it feels like there's so much potential there. This is definitely a topic that we could keep exploring. Laughs.
Absolutely! There's always more to uncover, especially how these innovations can shape the future for many.
I can't wait to learn more. Thanks for breaking this down, it's super fascinating.